Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here and welcome back to another episode of our Gibraltar Challenge. Now this is a massive episode, this one. We are going to be facing off against Barcelona away at the Nou Camp. That is incredible. I never thought I'd ever say that in this series, but we're getting there. Now we are certainly getting there. We've developed so much this season. Not only did we get through the second qualifying stage for the first time, we got through the third qualifying stage at the first request, and we got through the playoff as well to get ourselves into the group stage. And not only that, we even pulled off a draw at home to Olympique Marseille in the last episode as well. So it's absolutely incredible. We've already done more than I ever thought we would this season. So now this is all just about fun. We're probably going to get hammered by Barcelona and of course by Chelsea in the next round as well. And then again, well, all the rest of the games in this Champions League really. But it's just all about enjoying it, and it's all about obviously raising our reputation, getting some extra money in. And that's going to help us out in the long run, I think. So first off, we are going to have this match here against Man 62 just to build up for the Barcelona game. And then, straight into the Barcelona game. So without further ado, let's get straight into the game against Man 62. And here we go. As you can see, we are pretty strong favourites for this win. As we probably should be. Because, well, Man 62 have always been a team that have really been a thorn in our side. They've pulled off some victories against us that nobody would ever have seen coming. So hopefully that's not going to happen here. We have picked a pretty strong side, but also we do have Barcelona in 3 days' time, so I've obviously resting quite a few guys as well. Don't want to try and risk any injuries. We're not obviously going to beat Barcelona, but still I'd rather play our best team just so we don't end up getting absolutely destroyed, basically. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the team. We have gone very attacking in this one. We're going to play Machego in goal. He's going to be getting on a few more league games this season, I think. It looks like Ramito is still our number one goalkeeper, but both of these guys are fantastic, so I want to try and give both a chance. Matthew Baxter, I want to try and use some more of our Gibraltar players. We've only got a couple now, but we are improving our youth academy, so hopefully we'll get a few more through that's decent enough. But Baxter's a decent player, and I just want to keep him around and give him enough games so he's happy. Jim Morrison, a player who has just taken Gibraltarian nationality recently. I don't know if it says it on here. Yep, there you go. Other nationality is Gibraltarian. He still has a bit to go though before he can. Oh, I pressed loads of buttons there, haven't I? He still has a bit to go there before I think he's allowed to play for the national side. I think he still has to play. I was having a conversation with someone today. I can't remember what your name was, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but said that you need to play in a country for 3 years to get nationality, but it's 5 years to play for the national side. So Jim Morrison joined us. Well, this is his 4th season now, so by the end of next season he should be okay to play for the national side. And he'll be 25 then, so he'll get a good few years, and he should definitely do well in there because he's probably one of the strongest. Well, he would be the strongest centre-back the country has. Roger Newby, a player we've just signed up recently, very, very good centre-back. He's going to be getting a lot of football. This is going to be his first league game ever for us, so hopefully he'll have a good job. And again, he'll be 30 by the time he gets Gibraltarian nationality, so if he does, he'll still be a pretty decent player. That's if we can keep a hold of him until then, that is. Jang Seong-jae, our new South Korean right-back, very good player. Not able to play in the Champions League this year, which is why he's playing a bit more in the league. We're still trying to get his match fitness up, but he was very good in his debut. Obef Batinho, probably one of the players that is going to play against Barcelona. He's getting better and better every single game, and really, it surprises me sometimes. We buy these players in, and I don't really think much of them. Then, not long after they start their career in our reserves, they end up becoming very, very good players. And Batinho's one. He's got very good mental stats. It's just a case now of trying to get the technical attributes up. We have another debut is Emery Admasu, a player we've not played at all as of yet. We brought him in the summer as a free transfer. His contract with Monaco, I believe. Yeah, his contract with Monaco had expired. So we're going to give him a chance here to see what he can do today. Alongside him, we have good old Frank Evans. I think he's actually quite a good player still, Frank Evans. He's got really good mental attributes. It's just he doesn't really have enough across the board to really make him a strong contender to beat some of the other players we have into the first team. And then we have 3 strikers. On the left-hand side, we have Eric Franks, our American striker, who's, well, he's been here. This is his 2nd season now. I wonder whether Eric Franks could be someone that potentially we could stick around and gain Gibraltarian nationality, as well as Banning as well. But I think Banning will get into the Cameroon side sooner or later. He's done very well for us so far, Banning. As you can see, 2 goals and 2 assists in our Champions League so far. He's had to play a lot because of the injuries. And then in between them, we're going to be playing Michael Vega, our Ecuadorian striker we brought in towards the end of last season. See how he gets on. He's done pretty well in the Champions League as well. A couple of goals from only 1 start and 3 substitute appearances. So be good to see how he gets on. He's very, very good in the air, as you can see. 16 heading. He's actually a very good striker. He's got everything you want. 16 heading, 12 long shots, 15 shooting. He's got good anticipation, determination, leadership, and he's got everything here as well. So if we can cross the ball into him, I think he'll score some goals. Right, so have they got anyone of a notice? Well, Jimenez Benitez, player who used to play for us, had a really good potential but never really developed. Patrick Matinda at right back again, used to play for us. And then they're actually playing Neil Montegriffo out of position at left back. Oh, apparently he can play left back now. He's accomplished, so they must have trained him into that. But he used to play left midfield for us. So 3 of our former players. But I really don't think this is going to cause us too much damage in this match. I really think this should be quite an easy one for us. So let's go for it. We should be absolutely hammering them. We do have 3 top strikers on the pitch. 3 strikers that could end up becoming top goal scorer this season. Of course, our main striker, who is... I've forgotten his name now. I don't even think he's on the bench, is he? Oh, we've got a highlight already. Well, they've got a highlight already, should we say. Good header there by Morrison. Yeah, so Morrison, if we can keep him around for another couple of years, just so... I don't mind, because he's not one of our top centre-backs at the moment. But if we can keep him around for another couple of years, then he will gain nationality for... He will gain nationality for Gibraltar. There we go. I was just saying about how good Vega's heading is, and if we can cross the ball in, he'll score some goals. And straight away, that's what happens. A good cross in by Jang Song Jae. We seem to like deep crosses on this game. I've noticed that quite a lot on Vega. I did move these around because I originally had Vega as the left-hand side of the 3 attackers, and I thought to myself, if Vega's going to be playing the target man, I'd rather have him in the centre. And it seems to have worked out quite well for us. So yeah, our other striker's not even on the bench. I forgot what his name is now, but he scored 22 goals in 23 games last season, so he's an absolute cracking player. And he was also the guy... Was it Richard Jones? I made that up. He was also the guy who scored the goal against Marseille in the last episode to give us that legendary draw in the Champions League. Wow, that's just incredible to even think about that, isn't it, really? Baxter plays the ball forward to Vega. Vega sees the runner, Banning. Can Banning make it 2? Oh, he can't. I think he hit it actually at Goddard. I don't think he really saved that. I think he didn't really know much about it. Banning now with a corner. Morrison in the middle. It goes over the top. Yeah, it'd be good to see Morrison if he does take... well, it actually said when he took nationality, it actually said that he doesn't feel he's ever going to get into the England side. And he wants to become Gibraltarian to get a taste of what international football is like. And like I said, a player of his quality who's wanted by other clubs in the Championship in England. So he's obviously a pretty good quality, and it'd be good to see him get into the national side because it would really improve them. And again, if we can keep a hold of a player like Nubi, who's 25 years old now, is a very good player. If he gets to 30 years of age, he's still going to be a cracking player. But I think there's everyone now. That's one thing we're looking at. And I did mention that a few episodes ago that obviously, when we started this series, we wanted to try and improve the national side, and by bringing players in that are going to take nationality after 5 years, it's definitely going to do that. It's just a case of us trying to... Oh, they've scored. Bloody hell. It's just a case of us trying to keep a hold of the players for that long, because at the moment we're bringing in some very good young players, and trying to keep them for 5 years is becoming difficult because they all want to... As soon as they come in, they start to develop, they start to do really well, and then they sort of want to move on and they want to experience life somewhere else. And you can't blame them, I suppose. Gibraltar's not the biggest, footballing nation in the world, but still, you'd think they'd actually want to. Well, we're moving forward. We're in the Champions League group stage now, which is something that I honestly didn't think we would do for another 10 years or so. That's shocked me that we actually got here this season. I don't know if we got lucky draws or what, but I think we're getting there. We're slowly building ourselves up. Batinho, be good if he would take Gibraltarian nationality. I'm just trying to think now the players we've had for a good few years. I think the Australian players, Ramito and Jared Murphy at left back, I think both of those guys are in and around the Australia squad, so I can't see them joining up. Who have we had for a while? I can't even think now. I think the ones we got at the very beginning were Nick Harlton and Jim Morrison. Those are the two that have taken the nationality. We had Pavisa Moss, but obviously we've sold him now, so he's not going to get the nationality. Vega scored again. Vega's looking pretty handy, you know. That's his 4th goal of the season already. So he's looking very, very handy, and I'm thinking he's going to be a very useful player to play for this season. Of course, we have quite a lot of strikers. That's the problem I've got at the moment. I keep buying more and more players. We need to sort of probably settle down. I keep buying in players that have good potentials, so we can sort of stick them in the reserves and let them develop. But at the moment, it's difficult because a lot of these players want to play football straight away. So it's just a case of trying to keep everyone happy. Frank Banning was unhappy at the end of last season for not playing a lot, and so far he's had a lot of football beginning of the season, so he's now pretty happy. It's good to see Frank Evans back in the team as well, a player who we used extensively. I think we brought him in, I think he was he brought in our very first season? I think he might have been, you know. Oh, Admasu's picked up an injury by the looks of it. I know he's just exhausted. You know, I suppose he hasn't played for a while. I don't think he played in any of our pre-season friendlies because he had an injury. Don't think he's played in our Champions League or anything like that either. Frank Evans into Admasu. Back to Frank Evans. Sees the ball out wide to Baxter. Baxter, is that a cross? It's gone to Vega, plays it back down to Frank Evans. Evans has a shot. Oh, Frank Evans! Take a bow. That guy is showing us why he should get a bit more first team football. I think we will do this year. I think he's nowhere near the quality of the other midfielders we have, don't get me wrong, but still, he is Gibraltarian, so it just makes sense to give him a bit more football and just try and see if we can develop him any more. I think he might have hit his max because he's not really improved much over the last couple of years, but then again, he's not played much either. But I like having him around. He's a player that I really grew a liking for. He was, I think, the best player to come through our academy ever with Frank Evans. There was quite a few others, and I've been a bit lucky this year. I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago we released a lot of our Gibraltarian players. Callum McDonald in goal, and John McDonald, and there was Cooper and Maguire. Quite a lot of players, and because we developed so far ahead of the rest of the clubs in Gibraltar, these players, after releasing them, they didn't join anybody else, and it was quite frustrating because they were still in the national side, but they were all deemed as free transfers. But now this season, Gibraltar United have signed a lot of them up. I think there's only now Maguire and John McDonald, the attacking midfielder. I think Stuart Conroy, the defensive midfielder. There's only those three that are now still free transfers. The rest have joined other clubs in Gibraltar, which is good to see because that's what I wanted to happen. When I released them, I wanted them to join other clubs in Gibraltar just so they would continue to get first team football and continue to develop, because I couldn't offer that to them. So it's good to see that they managed to do that now. They've signed back up, and because a few of them were dropping out of the national side starting lineup because they weren't playing enough club football to keep their fitness. Talking of which, we might have to make a couple of substitutions soon. Admasu's been knackered now for quite some time, and this is his debut, so we'll probably take him off with half an hour left, but just want to see what happens here. Oh, there's a bit of pinball there, and Frank Banning jumps on it, and he scores his third goal of the season and Europa Point's fourth goal of the match. And yeah, it's looking pretty good now. We'll watch the replay of this goal, and then we'll make a couple of substitutions. It was a bit crazy when Vega tried to play it back, and then Goddard hit it into the defender. It came back and hit Goddard, and Banning was in the right place at the right time just to pelt it past the goalkeeper and score the goal. Right, so what do we... Wow, a lot of people are being booked, aren't they? Right, let's have a look then. Oladiji can come on for Admasu. We will bring on Philippe for Patino, because Patino is going to play against Barcelona more than likely. And I'm struggling now. Let's bring on Tomic, one of our young strikers we brought recently. Let's bring him on for Franks, because Franks is not having a very good game really. Tomic, what are you? You're a target man as well, so we'll bring you on as a second target man. Franks is struggling. Banning and Vega have had very good games. So let's see how Tomic gets on in his debut. Should improve things a little bit maybe. I reckon there's still another goal or two in this for us. I want to so desperately win every game of the season this season. Last year we won every game of the season apart from one, which we lost to Britannia. I was not impressed by that at all. So this year I think we can go that one step further. We can get that extra win. We have brought some really good players in this season. The South Korean right back is a massive improvement into our team, and I can't remember who we have brought this season now. There's been that many ins and outs all the time. I think Philippe was new, wasn't he? Tomic, this lad here, he is new, 16-year-old Czech Republic player. And Vega, who's on a hat-trick, came in at the last, right at the end of last season, and he's looking like an absolutely cracking signing, is Michael Vega. A hat-trick for him. He can't believe it, but yeah, this could be the start of something special. It really could. Okay, he's just in so much space though. The defence for Man 62 is just awful, and Vega there, he even volleys it in. That just shows the confidence this young lad has at the moment. And he has scored a hat-trick. I'm not going to... Well, I can't take him off now. I've used all 3 of our subs already, but... Oladipo back to Jang Seong Jae, who plays... Is that a big through ball, but big forward ball, should I say? And Vega playing the target man very, very well. And he's on it again. He's scored again. Vega scored a 4th. Man, this lad is looking incredible. Let's have a quick look at his stats again. I did say at the beginning of the episode just how good he was going to be, because you look at his finishing skill, his heading ability. He's got the stats you really want for a striker. He's only played 1 league game before this, and he scored a goal in that. And now in his 2nd league game, he scored 4 already. This lad could end up being something very, very special. He's only 18 years old as well. I wonder whether this is someone that we could hold on to for long enough to join up with the Gibraltar national side. I think he'd be a cracking player for them. However, he has already had a few caps for the Colombia under-20s. Colombia under-20s? Ecuador under-20s, sorry. So he might be, he might end up getting signed up for them. But a great goal by Vega. And yeah, this is just incredible. And Jang Seong Jae again, an 8.8. He does so well, he really does. He is getting up and down that wing and getting a lot of good crosses in though, all the way through the game, so it doesn't surprise me too much. And it looks like we are going to pick up a 6-1 victory here in our first league game of the season. That's exactly what we want. We want to show everyone exactly what they can expect from us this season. Vega's struggling though, he is only 48% health left. But he's going to have a full rest now because he's not going to be involved in the game against Barcelona more than... Well, he can't be. He's not. Well, he can be because he's under 21, so he can play. And there we go. A 6-1 victory. Vega got man of the match. No surprises there. That does put us top of the table due to goal difference. No surprises there. And yeah, the moment is finally arrived. Let's get into that game away at the Nou Camp to Barcelona. And here we go. We are currently joint top of the group. I'm milking that one for as much as I possibly can. But if you told me I was joint top after 1 game, I'd take any technicality. But there we go. We are massive, massive underdogs for this match. So we're probably going to get beaten quite heavily. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter. We're playing against Barcelona at the Nou Camp, for God's sake. It doesn't matter what the skills... It doesn't matter what the actual score is going to be. I'm pretty happy nonetheless. Patino is going to be our key man, apparently. So who we got in the team? We have got Ramito in goal, who's slowly getting better and better. Cracking player. I wonder whether he might end up going to Gibraltar sooner or later. I don't know. I think he's going to get in the Australia. He seems to be... Is he in the squad at all? No, he's not in the squad. Oh no, I'm on the completely wrong thing. I want Australia. Is he in the squad for Australia? He's not. Just Jared Murphy's in there. But did I try and sign this guy? I think I did, didn't I? Oh no, I've offered him a contract already. Okay, we'll ignore that now until he signs then. So yeah, he's not. There's a possibility that he might consider going Gibraltar. Why not? Left midfield, left back, should I say? We have Jared Murphy, who does have a cap for Australia now, so he is locked in to Australia for life. We've got Jared Madison, a young American player who possibly could go Gibraltar in a few years' time, why not? Alongside him we have Nick Harlton, who really... This guy, he already is Gibraltarian national. He just needs a couple more years to play for the national side. But again, he's a pretty decent player. Alongside them we have Jamie Wildman at right back, he's had a bit of an iffy start to the season. He's played all of our games, so I don't know why his stats are going down. Maybe I have to have a look at that. In defensive midfield we have Chris Morgan, who is wanted. That's never a good sign. Who's he wanted by? Crew. Come on, Chris, you're bigger than Crew. Alongside him we have Obef Patino, the only man to actually play that game against Man 62 as well. He came off after an hour, so he's still pretty fit. And then into central midfield we have Philippe. Attacking left midfield we have Finbaird, who is a cracking young player, this lad, and he was the one that ripped Marseille to shreds and created that goal for Richard Jones. It was a cracking goal. On the other side, we have Sergio Tundi, a really good young player who's just getting better and better every single season, every single game. Then up front, we have Richard Jones, a real cracking young player. Right, who do they have then? They have Ter Stegen in goal. We'll have a quick look at them. You can see the difference, can't you? Tambusi, I've not heard of Tambusi. That's because he's fake. He's Argentinian. In the centre we have Christian. Not heard of him either. Yep, he's a generated player as well. Lamy, yeah, he's a Dutch generated player. Not, well, I said they're not fantastic. They're better than what I've got. Turkish right back in, I don't know what that is. Into the midfield they have Mola Dali. Not heard of him, but no, not heard of him. Central midfielder Alejandro Val. Not heard of him. He's obviously a regen as well. He's actually very good, isn't he? Look at his mental ability. He's cracking. He is. Alongside him, they have Mateus Crane-Vitter, who's a player I do know of, Argentina, and you can buy him from River Plate early on in the game, I believe. On the right hand side, they've got Segura, another young Spanish player. I wonder if they're playing a few of their youngsters against us, maybe. Then up front, they have Andre Silva, who is real. I've heard of him. And, of course, Romelu Lukaku, playing for Barcelona. When did he join them? It looks like he went to Man United for a season, then went to Chelsea, then went to Barcelona. I bet he's cost some money in the years, hasn't he? So he went to Man United for 26 million, then Chelsea the very next year for 35 million. Then he went from Chelsea to Barcelona for 18.5. That's a bargain for Barcelona, it really is. Anyone else they got on their bench that rings a bell? Nobody really. Van den Beek, I think he's a young Dutch player at the beginning of the game, yep. So, yeah, we're just doing this game to basically enjoy it. We're not going to win, we know that. We're probably not going to scrape a draw either in this one. I don't know how we scraped a draw in the first one. Look at the size of that stadium. Wow, look at the away fans as well. The away fans are packed in there. There was a lot of away fans. See if we can try and get a glimpse of the away fans again at some point. Really want to try and build our own stadium again. Of course, we have now got a brand new chairman of the club, who's a lot more interested in going forward. He's got the same idea. He wants Europa Point to move forward and to become a dominant force in Europe, and that's exactly what we want as well. So he's willing to go the extra mile, and he was willing to build us a stadium, but of course the local council rejected the planning permission, which was a bit annoying. Good defensive work here. You know, it's 17 minutes in, we haven't conceded a goal yet. I'm pretty impressed by that. Great header there by Madison. It's come out to Crane-Vitter. Out wide again to Muladeli. So this is good for us nonetheless, because it's going to help us really improve these players. You look at someone like Nick Harlton here. Look at him, he's just doing so well against this Barcelona side, just throwing his body into these tackles. Really showing the ability he's got. But I think eventually the pressure's going to be too much. Great save by Ramito. Wow, we're holding on. We really are holding on. Who knows? One quick break and we could be in the lead. I'm asking far too much. But to tell the truth, we're half an hour in and we haven't yet to concede a goal. I was expecting to be absolutely wiped the floor with in this game. Who knows, if we could scrape another draw, then you never know. We could end up doing a bit better in this than we first thought. Plus, every single draw you get is worth a lot of money. Because this is half time and we're still at 0-0. We're just, wow. This is just incredible. I can't believe what's actually going on this season. I really can't. I'm very happy with your defensive work. How can you be switched off and lose focus? I'm trying to help these players out. I'm trying to motivate them. Of course, I was very impressed with their defensive work. I think they did really, really well. To keep a 0-0 draw to half-time against Barcelona. Granted, it's probably not the Barcelona we once knew years ago. There's no Neymar, there's no Messi, there's no Suarez, no Iniesta. I'm sure they've got players of a similar quality, but not quite the quality we're expecting. Here we go, they're coming forward. 54 minutes. Is this going to be finally their breakthrough? Or can we continue to throw our bodies at the ball and block them off? Silva's in, another great save by Ramito. He's definitely putting his value up this evening. And I'm hoping we are going to get some proper value soon, because I don't mind having to sell players as long as we're selling them for a value that is worth what we're selling them for, if that makes sense. Because at the moment, we're all of our players are worth a couple of grand here and there, and I want to, if I'm going to sell a player, I want to get a decent amount of money for a sensible amount of money. Because we sold Simon Foster to Sunderland a few years back, and we got like $1 million for him at the time. It was a pretty good deal, but he still sat there on about £750,000, and he's not too far in advance of some of the players that we have at the moment. Of course, Sunderland are no longer a Premiership side over there. They're pretty low down. Wow, we've only got 20 minutes left. Come on, hold on. If you can hold on and get a draw at... Oh, that was so close. I thought we'd held them back. It was a tight goal. It was a little bit messy, but they all count, I suppose. We've done so well up until that point as well, and it was one that we probably, well, maybe could have got rid of if Halton was all the players there are a little bit slow really to react, but still, we didn't expect to come here and get a draw, so it would have been lovely to get a draw, don't get me wrong, but still. I've had 2 shots though. Richard Jones not have the best of games. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring on Vega. He scored 4 goals in his last game, why not? I'm going to bring on Bernal as well. And anyone else? No, I think we'll leave it. I don't think anyone else on the bench has really got enough to really improve things. Just imagine Vega coming on, just heading the ball into the back of the net in the last 10 minutes, getting us a draw. That would be it. Oh. They're going to catch us for a second, potentially. Tell you what, if we lose 2-0, I'm not going to be disappointed at all, because I was really expecting an absolute landslide here, but we've really... I was expecting the same thing against Marseille in the last episode, and really we did well in that one. We really... Well, to get a draw against Marseille was absolutely incredible. I was not expecting that at all, but... Yeah, it just... I'm just surprised at how well we've done this season. I really am. Should we go and try and get it? Why not? There's only 5 minutes left. Why not attack them and try and get that goal? If we don't get it, we don't get it. If we concede, we concede. Oh, we've got an attack here. We've got an attack. Baird with a cross. Oh, he's done it! He's fucking done it! I can't believe it! I cannot believe this! Oh my god! Vega heads it into the back of the net. The young Ecuadorian striker. Oh my word! Come on, come on! Just hold on for a minute now, please, please. This would be fantastic. Let it go out. Let it go for a throw. No. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. No. Come on. Good header, Madison. And Baird. Come on. Please let this just be the end of the game. Don't let them score. It's a goal kick. Oh, there's no way. There is no possible way that we are going to pull off a draw at the Nou Camp to Barcelona. Oh my God! How have we done that? Oh my... We could win the Champions League this year at this rate. This is incredible. I have never ever had any experience like this in Foot Manager before. I've never got to a point where I'm just playing so well. This is incredible. We've got nobody in our team that's over a certain value. And Chelsea and Marseille drew as well, which is... I don't know if I would have preferred a win there either way, because who knows, we could maybe try and sneak that third place spot in the group. Chelsea-Marseille got a 0-0 draw, so we're ahead of Marseille now on goal difference, technically, due to goals scored. Oh God, this is incredible. This really is incredible. Let's have a look at our money coming in then, because we're going to get another chunk of money for getting that draw. So we're going to get another £375,000. That right there is enough to pay our wages for a season. that's enough to buy us another brand new cracking player. If we want to go onto the transfer list and buy somebody, that's how much it will cost us. Oh God, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe how this is going. I'm just stunned. I really am. So in the next episode, we're going to come back, of course, if I can bear to come back again. We're going to be playing off against Britannia first in what's going to be a very big match. It might not seem like it, but Britannia were the only team to defeat us last season. So we want to make sure we absolutely hammer them this season. And then, of course, after that, we are away at Stamford Bridge. Come on, Chelsea, bring it on. Barcelona couldn't beat us. Why can you? So, yeah, I hope you do meet me for that one. Of course, if you have enjoyed this one, then please do hit the like button. And, of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well for a lot more Football Manager, the Gibraltar Challenge.